First and foremost, I want to give all praises to for Yahweh, Shem Shai, Shem Kakadash. That's in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh, in the name of Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the Heavenly Father, for the world ignorantly called Jehovah, our God, and his son's true name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors and to elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the brothers and more, they pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To all that believe in this gospel, Shalom. This lesson, as we know exactly, is, this is the end. We're approaching it, witnessing it at the very, very end. Right now, we're waiting on one of the last major prophecy, and we see the full build up to it right now, which is the mark of the beast, the implant of the RFID chip that will be made mandatory very soon. But analyzing all the current world events, that's taking place right now. Countries flooding out, countries suffering under drought, country, one side of America burned down, and one side of flood out. China flood out. I think certain parts of China experience drought. Brazil basically freeze out, and also supposed to, alleged pandemic, right? Protest of the people, the mandatory the vaccine, Venezuela becoming mandatory, uproars of the people. The other day there was an earthquake, 8.2 in Alaska, and seeing the evil that has been increased, in the world, right? As Kibbe said, some more the world walks soul, so evils are going to increase, across crazy. And us measuring the time, you can see clearly that we are at the end, This 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. So you're supposed to measure the time, see what point we are in prophecy, and we use the signs them. Because Yahweh Shai, when he was on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him and said, what will be the signs of your return? And he tell them what to look for. And now we're seeing those things coming to pass. Verse 2, then shall thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the scripture will tell you how the Most High visit the earth as well. We get a praise upon that real quick. People like to say, oh, back in Bible days. We're still in Bible days, yo. We're living the prophecies that's written in the scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with things. Remember, I'm not sure if I brought from the Dallas camp, remember any mention of at the end Disney or something like that. I'm not sure. Post that video with it's like some people in our hangar or so forth, and out the door here you just don't want to know what go on. Some heavy wind and lightning, outside. Right, and then inside basically I seek safety. Right? Is that terrible? To the level of hell where the Most High bring upon the earth now, and the Most High begin to visit the world. Right? These are just the beginning of sorrows, as is written. So thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake. And there was a whole lot of earthquake that hit Alaska. Within 24 hours, they must really show you other sections of the globe. A lot of earthquake actually take place. But a lot of these things don't hit mainstream media either, because there's so many things happening in the world right now. They cannot keep focus on every single thing all at once. And that we're supposed to use to say, hey, this is really the end, when everything happens, an orchestrated end by the Most High. It's on great noise, and with storm and tempest, and the flame of the devouring fire, like the forest fire, they are burned down almost everywhere. Right? Turkey. Turkey. Yeah, Turkey has suffered forest fire and flooding, no mistaken. One part of flood out, one part of burned down. America, You know, which other place? No, me know definitely. Me just use them too. I'm sure about. But I we could just pick it up right there. Fire, a lot of other places. You know, right? So it show you how the Most High are beginning to visit this world, as written in the book of 2 Ezra 6. They might begin to make inquisition of them that erred unjustly, right? So back to 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 3. He said, though therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and there's uproars of the people all over now. People right now protest for the mandatory Venezuela. You know, if you use the code term, can even call the right name, video get strike, which basically show you how close you are to the family of the word as well. I think Aita is a woman name from the Atlanta camp, Right there, let's say we're not gonna be on the streets much longer. And you can clearly see that. Right now in Jamaica we can't even go out in the streets as we used to for over a year now, because of the curfew, the lockdown measures. So we have to secure we basically have to go on an undisclosed location and get up and push the word going live. Very soon that as well will be changed, because we are Arabi Brown Dog, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, I basically state say, yo, some type of measures that will come after, to allegedly quell the spread of the deadly thing, which is all bullshit. There's earthquakes that in the seen in the have seen earthquakes, which I see that, and uproars of the people in the world. 2019 was deemed the year of protest, and then 2020 took over with the whole Black Lives Matter protest. Literally hit all 7 continents, or 6. It's 7 continents, but I don't think it all that. One down so 6. Right? Every single country, right? In all states of America, they will protest worldwide. Protest, And now 2021, things now get better. Right? So it's all happening. It says, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, because of prophecy are come to pass. It says, so shall the word Isaiah 55 and 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So every single prophecy that's written in the scriptures will come to pass. When we go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3, to the point that for the vision is yet for an appointed time. What vision? The prophecy. That's why even when we go to the scripture here, let me quote it earlier. Second is just 14 and go verse 16. To the point, it says, let's start at verse 14 and read on then we could main point of 18. Second is 14 verse 14. Let go from the immortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak natures, so no supposed to leg off the affairs of this life, we shouldn't even have in the first place. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Why? For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come which thou hast seen. So the vision, right, is the prophecy, whether the Most High basically give his prophets, and it's written down in the Bible that we have. It's back to Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Certain specific time frame when the Most High said for all these things happen, they're going to manifest And we're seeing that right now. That's why when we go back to the book of Second Ezra now, chapter 9 and verse 4, it said, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, so we're witnessing the manifestation of the end. You know, the end of the world as you know it. Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. And the word world here referring to a rulership. You know, a time frame of rulership where the so-called white man got to rule. Now his rulership is about to be removed from him. You know, and it's as written, the saints shall take the kingdom. By the Israelites. It's on the elect. Verse 6, even so the times also of the ice have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. You know, seeing it, the signs right now manifesting, you know, coming to pass, you know, playing out, you know, right, coming to life, which basically means we're at the end, you know, the literal end. Right, once that shit make mandatory, that's a city or that's a wrap. You know, this is Romans 13 and verse 11. It says, And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. That's the lesson what was edified like out there. Giving our praises to our poor Yahweh, Hashem Shai, Hashem Kakwadash. The abundance unto our elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to the full like. Shalom.